Good afternoon, everyone. It's me again, Al Brown Spencer. Today is Tuesday, the 16th of March 2021, and it's almost half past 12 in the afternoon. And I have been phoning solicitors to take on the case I want to present to the court against the authorities. And again, as usual, they just took my number and they said they will get back to me. I have lots of recordings for these phone calls, and the amount of recordings, if you see it, you would never believe it. You would be so amazed that I made all of these phone calls and I haven't found us one solicitor to take on the case yet. So anyway, I am doing my best. I will never stop. Only death will make me stop pursuing justice for this case and exposing my abusers. And when I say exposing my abusers, I want you to understand that whether my abusers claiming that they made a mistake based on their beliefs at that time and that's how they acted, my answer is you cannot use, abuse, or torture anyone based on beliefs. Even if you have evidences, solid evidences, to convict someone or prove that they are doing something wrong, they should be fairly trialed. And this is what I'm gonna guarantee my abusers in their trial. So I am not going to claim that they suffer exactly what I suffered, although at some point that was very strong and fair thought. However, again, as I said, I don't believe in death. So I'm not going to claim someone's life for the lives of the people I lost and they killed 100%. However, some other things, logically, as a civilized person or civilization itself and civil community, you cannot do, something to someone just because they did something wrong. In other words, a fair trial is to be named and shamed, to put into a trial in front of the court that will decide their fate. And I 100% assure to you, when all the details are brought up, dealt with by the court, and proven with evidences, I promise you, these bastards will land in jail for life for what they did. I mean, just to name few of the offenses they did to me, and I'm just one individual, one victim of them: false imprisonment, uh, torture, physical, mental, social, personal, you name it, rape, uh, destruction, full destruction of my life, false allegations, you name it. And I promise you, just one offense or one thing that they did against me of what I mentioned, they are liable for life imprisonment, no question. And this is fair and square. So, anyway, I am determined to dig out these bastards, and when I say dig out, I mean it. I mean, the case I'm starting against the police, social service, and the prison department is just the beginning. This is just to annihilate the inferior authorities who used or were used against me, and they agreed to, what's the word, destroy my life based on, you know, their fake allegations and excuses. And again, it's simple. If you give yourself the right to destroy someone's life or do something to someone believing that you're doing the right thing based on beliefs or even evidences that they did something wrong, you are liable for punishment, because it's all about being trialed fair and square. And when I say so, I mean it. People should be trialed fairly. even a convict, even someone you're 100% sure and have evidences they do something, wrong or harm people or whatever, you cannot just presume that you can use your authority indirectly and make your own judgment or court or law and enforce law yourself to do this. In other words, people in some communities in the world, they take actions or justice with their own hands. So in some communities, if someone is killed, they actually kill someone else as a revenge, which is completely wrong because death cannot rectify another death or bring back the dead. And you can apply this on many other things. So, for example, many things they did to me, I wouldn't want it to happen to them. However, I am sure that these cunts will lose everything. And when I say lose everything, this is fair and square. Not just their power or authority, but also to criminalize what they did and be judged and trialed for committing crimes against me. And I'm just one person, one victim of them. So this is 100%, I am sure these bastards will land in jail for a long, long time. And I mean from the top to the bottom. So from the officer or the police officer who gave themselves the right to use their authorities against me just based on something they were told, or someone convinced them that I was a bad guy or whatever, and they acted up on what was told, what they were told, or what they were convinced that time. And the whole thing is they use their authorities to apply or enforce their own judgment rather than acting based on facts and evidences and solid reasons and solid evidences. And even if they do or did, which not the case because I didn't do anything wrong whatsoever, they should have used the rules and regulations that given to them by the authorities and the departments they work for in order to follow, say, a certain rule and instructions, that rather than forging statements or forging procedures, or going around things the wrong way and all of this in order to annihilate some criminal or someone bad, and all of this shit. So anyway, from the smallest person were used against me in all this that was done to me in this tragedy, to the ones who ordered it, they must go through trial and they must pay the price, and everything that was done to me must be criminalized, and it's a crime, it's not a mistake. When you destroy someone's life or harm them in any way, form, or shape, this is a crime, not a mistake. And 100%, this is a crime, not a mistake. And just to explain what's the difference between a mistake and a crime, I will give you an analogy, just an idea about the difference between a crime and a mistake. By, let's say, take traffic, the traffic, the road traffic, and all of this. If a driver hits someone mistakenly and cause them any damage or even loss or whatever, this is a mistake. Yet they are liable to be punished for negligence while they are driving and causing damage to people. However, if they did it deliberately, that is a crime. Because if you cause any harm, and this is a physical harm, you physically destroy their car or property, or or themselves, body, and all of this is harm. This is a crime. And this is not just the only thing physical, also emotional or psychological or whatever. If you psychologically or emotionally harm someone deliberately, that is a crime. And again, all of these things must be dealt by the court and it will be proven, and they must be criminalized, and they must stand a fair trial and be trialed for what they have done. When authorities make mistakes and cause harm, it's a crime, it's not a mistake. Again, when authorities cause harm to people, this is a crime and it's not a mistake. And just to make and emphasize what I'm saying, if the authorities, for example, arrest and catch a notorious person who killed thousands of people with red-handed, and cold blood, and the authority abuse them or harm them or torture them physically, mentally, or whatever, this is a crime. It's not because they did a crime and liable to be trialed, the authorities give themselves the right to actually harm them because they are criminals. That doesn't work. They still are human beings. The authorities cannot harm them in any way, shape, and form based on this. They should be respected and treated respectfully and also trialed fairly. So they guarantee a fair trial rather than being harmed and said, oh, they are criminals, they did this and that, they deserve this and that. That's completely wrong. So that's the difference between a crime and a mistake. And that applies on authorities, every authority as well. If you harm someone deliberately, no matter what, that is a crime. And this is a rule applied on, that must be applied on everyone, authorities or not authorities. If you harm someone in any way, form, or shape deliberately, that is a crime. You do not have any justification to harm people deliberately and then say, oh, sorry, it's a mistake. So anyway, I am starting leafleting, and these are letters that I'm going to be posting in people's houses, and basically this is the beginning. And as you can see, I'll have to I will be posting these today, and this is just the beginning. And as I tried to explain, every day I will be posting in people's houses here around Bournemouth, where I'm staying temporarily, and moving on town after town, town after town, town after town, in order to spread the word every way and get support by everyone to force the court to take on the case and consider it regardless of time limits or whatever they say. A crime is a crime no matter what. A crime is if anyone or any organization or even a country commits a crime against anyone, when I say commits a crime in any way, form, or shape, any harm is a crime. And when I say harm, I mean harm. I mean, when you take something from someone, this is harm. You took from me everything: my dignity, my honor, my years, my freedom, my liberty, even till the moment. So if you harm someone in any way, form, or shape, this is a crime, and you must stand a fair trial for it and be punished, no matter what is your authority, no matter what is your power. This is fair and square, and this is justice. There is nothing called, sorry, I made a mistake. If you harm someone, that's not a mistake. If you harm someone deliberately, that's not a mistake. So you must be stand a fair trial and punished for what you did. And I'm starting to break this down, and I'm going to dig it to the root. My life on the line, I don't care. You took from me enough to care about my life, basically. I have goals to achieve, and it's not just the big compensations I'm claiming, and I will be getting from you, from a whole countries, 2 countries, or even more. Depends on how many system and regimes you put and made interfering in the tragedy I faced. So anyway, I am fighting. I need your help if you're not one of my abusers. With your voice, with your support, I will be posting these letters everywhere, and I mean it everywhere in the UK, as far as long as it take to get this case to court and to get justice done. And my message finally, before going, my message to my abusers: making a mistake is a mistake, but harming people can never be a mistake. If you deliberately harm people in any way, form, or shape, you can never call this a mistake. That's harm, that's a crime. If you think people are doing something bad, or they are bad people, or they are criminals, or whatever, they must stand a fair trial and be punished fairly and be treated respectfully. And when I say to respect them, because they are humans after all, no matter what they have done. But to harm people deliberately and say, oops, sorry, we made a mistake, that is not acceptable. And that applies on organizations and even countries. You cannot harm someone and say, sorry, it's a mistake. If you harm someone deliberately, that is a crime and must be criminalized no matter what your authority is, and you must stand a fair trial and pay the price. And as I said, there is no escape from this. The only escape for you to escape from what you did to me is to do more and to abuse me more, or to do anything you want to do again and suppress my voice, blah blah blah, and all of this illegal stuff you can do. And this is not an invitation from me to you to do so, but I'm trying to tell you that the only way for you to escape what you've done to me is to do more misconduct and more abuse and literally do more mistakes. So if you seriously and genuinely made a genuine mistake, which again I explained, harming people is not a mistake. Harming people deliberately is a crime. However, if that is your mind and how you're thinking, that if you made a mistake by harming people deliberately because you thought you were doing the right thing to people who deserved it, this is your mind, then all what I can say is you must be brought to justice, to court, to justify why you did this and admit that you did this if you made a mistake. If you made a mistake and you believe that was a mistake and you admit it was a mistake, you must stand trial, fair trial, and you must stand in front of the court and say, yes, you did this to me, and yes, you apologize, it was a mistake, but I'm not just gonna accept your apologies like this. You must be punished and you must be paying not just my financial compensations I'm claiming, but also morally, and you must be punished for what you did. As I tried to explain, you cannot harm people deliberately and say it is a mistake. Even if you think that someone is doing something wrong and you cannot put a proof on them or act against them legally because you don't have evidences, you still can't give yourself the audacity to use illegal and illegitimate ways to enforce force or your justice, annihilate them illegally. It's wrong. Wrong is wrong. You cannot deliberately harm people and claim it's a mistake. This is a crime. Even the most notorious person in the world, if you arrest them and harm them in any way, form, or shape, this is still a crime. What they did is one case that the court must deal with, and what you would have done to them or did to them is another case that the court will deal with, but you are the criminal in this case because you used your authorities illegally, illegitimately, to harm someone based on your belief that has got no relationship to the reality that they are innocent of what you uh, uh, did to them, regardless of what you believe they have done. Even if there are evidences and they are criminals, they must stand a fair trial. I think I said enough. I'm just explaining and rehearsing and repeating what I said. However, you got the idea. Harming people is a crime, not a mistake. If you harm someone deliberately, it's a crime, not a mistake. Regardless of the reasons, regardless of the solid ground you're standing on when you are claiming so or doing so. A crime is a crime. Harming anyone in any way, form, or shape deliberately is a crime. And of course, the size of the offense itself and the punishment depends on what, the reality and the details of the crime itself and the offense. So you did to me everything, basically. You harmed me in every way, shape, and form, even till the moment. I'm 44 years old and you're wasting my time. And I gave you so many chances to amicably and friendly solve this by giving me my compensations, the financial and moral, and all the assurance that my life will be clear and free from surveillance and interference. But you refused this. And it's time for you to understand that you had a chance and you wasted it. And you must be punished. You harmed me deliberately, you made or commit a crime, and you must be punished. Authorities, when they make a mistake and harm people deliberately, it is a crime. Harming people deliberately is a crime no matter what. Whether you're an individual, organization, authorities, even a country, harming people deliberately is a crime. And you must pay the price, and I promise you, you will, and I'm not gonna stop until this is achieved. Well, thank you very much for watching this, and if you're not one of my abusers, please get in touch. My name is Al Brown Spencer, and my mobile number is 074659200503, and where I'm staying temporarily is room number 1, and that's 135 West Hill Road, Bournemouth, BH25EG. And again, just to reconfirm, the United Kingdom is not a country for me to live or have a future in, and I have decided to restart my life once I have the chance to in Castellón de la Plana in Spain, where I'm going to restart my life and start my business Air and Sea Adventures Center, and literally eventually hopefully find the right girl and start a family and so on. So anyway, if you cannot get through to my phone or my email a.b.spencer@hotmail.com, or if you get a weird answer, or because I always reply people who contact me whether by the phone or even miss the call or the mobile. However, if you don't get this, know for sure that your phone was diverted and I didn't get it, or the email was diverted and I didn't get it, or for any reason I didn't see it, or it wasn't in my email, or didn't receive the inbox. So you know where I'm staying at the present time, and you're more than welcome to contact me directly where I'm staying temporarily. And even when I go to Spain after resolving the first case, or even before, when towards the end of the trial, because I'm trying to get to leave the United Kingdom as soon as possible. And when I say so, believe me, from inside, I have been, I don't want to go through the details again, but I don't feel home. I don't feel this is a place where I can call home, regardless of my favorite spots here I love. And hopefully when I go to Castellón de la Plana in Spain, they won't try anything on me again to make my life difficult there, and hopefully I'll start a nice life and start living. So anyway, get in touch if you can support in any way, and if you can't, please spread the word to everyone in your circle, socially, on the internet, by the words of the mouth and so on. This is the way to spread everything, and there will be a petition to everyone, as much people as possible, to sign to force the court to accept the case if they refuse it, based on the time limits and so on. Anyway, thank you very much, and thank you very much for watching, and sorry for moving the camera for a bit. You take care, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.